Greetings, everyone. I am very grateful that you are able to tune in to my pre-recording of our class time. I have, over the past few years, highlighted the importance of working on our emotional intelligence as educators and future leaders in classrooms and our school communities. I would like for us to focus tonight on a component named adaptability. Adaptability is about staying flexible and adjusting to change. It's the key to being resilient and effective no matter what comes your way. So I'd like you to just reflect on, listed on your screen, how you did over the past day or two in these areas. And then perhaps an area that we can work on. All right, and yes, emotional intelligence, in my estimation, is about refinement and growth. Okay, so that leads into our objectives. So emotional intelligence is a large component of being self-determined. So that was one of the purposes behind that. And also, just again, I charge you to continue to evaluate your level of emotional intelligence throughout your career, and being reflective. So our objectives are to apply best practice in transition planning to a secondary school program, identifying strengths and areas needing improvement, and making recommendations for improvement. So that is mainly through your analysis of different programs. So for the purpose of our meeting tonight, we are looking at our agenda, and as you know, I like to use the 4 C's. So community, we're going to have a reflection of the college analysis assignment. Our content will be centered around professional development in these areas, but also a recap of the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act. I also would like to highlight one of your assignments, which will be community resource. And then we will close with a student's perspective as they transition into college and career. Our word wall has been comprised of different terminology that we have explored over the past few weeks. So I'd like to actually review what each and what we've added to our repertoire over the past few weeks. So we've had career and technical education, competitive integrated employment, Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, the WIOA, vocational rehabilitation, pre-ETS is our pre-employment transition services, PCP is person-centered planning, NTACT is National Technical Assistance Center on Transition, ARC is what we looked at when we evaluated self-determination scales. Last week, we highlighted our different levels of support and programming. SE is supported employment, CE is customized employment, and SE, although it is self-employment, but SE is also named supportive employment. So the self-employment, it falls under customized employment. Before we move forward, I'd like us to think about this question to just frame our understanding. Over the past few weeks, we have concluded at times that our family systems, our circle of support, the systems that we're working in cultivate self-determination. I'd like you to take a moment to think about, did a system or experience allow you to increase your own self-determination? Or, contrarily, did something impede your self-determination? Think about your choice-making, decision-making, problem-solving, goal-setting and attainment, self-regulation, self-advocacy, internal locus of control, self-efficacy, and self-awareness. So this past week, you were able to take a look at a few colleges and their offerings of college integration and post-secondary education. I'd like us to think about the universities such as Arcadia, the College of New Jersey, Stroudsburg University, and how did they serve those with disabilities? And what were the major common themes across these universities?
The mission of Dream Partnership is to develop post-secondary education opportunities for students with intellectual disabilities in Pennsylvania with dormitory options. Why the dormitory option is so important is any student, a typical student or a student with intellectual disabilities, they learn the life skills, they learn how to interact with people in a close situation, they learn how to live independently, do their laundry, get up in the morning, get to class, do your homework, and the skills that are learned are lifelong. And it's very important to be in those types of situations at that age so that you can learn those lifelong skills to continue on. When Demi was born, our lives changed. We didn't realize it at that point, but they did change for the better. It brought a lot of things into our lives that we didn't realize until much later. And then when she was a teenager, she came to us and she said, I want to go to college. My friends are going to college. My brother goes to college. I want to go to college because I want a better life for myself. I want to live by myself. I want to get a better job. And I want to earn money just like everyone else is.
My favorite part of going to college is meeting new people, having new friends, and learning to be a part of their world.
Being a peer mentor has just been a friendship. It's just been having lunch, having someone to have conversations with, and just another buddy on campus to be friends with.
She's a buddy with me from lunch. We eat together. And we talk and chat for time. I love for Andrea a lot.
I was excited to go to college because there was a lot for me to learn. I'm starting to learn how to make new things, like to make websites and things like that.
Each student is different, and so I've learned to find strategies to improve themselves. I know with Alex, he has autism, so he does better when you do things the same way over and over. So I've just learned to be more patient with it. It's more than just being a mentor for me, it's like a friend. So it's a new friendship on campus.
Being a peer mentor has really opened up to see what my future career will be, and having that opportunity to work with someone that I will possibly work with in my future career, and seeing how equal opportunities in college are important for everybody and across all ranges, no matter where they're at.
When I first found out that I got accepted into Arcadia University, I was shocked, I was amazed, I was full of life and have great potential. When I came here, the first thing that came out of my mother's words was, hey Megan, guess what? You got a scholarship into Akita University. I was like, what? Oh my God, this is great.
Okay, so in watching that video, hopefully you were able to identify the supports that were in place for these two students. One was a mentorship, and another was the fact that the families were there and part of the young adult's life, and the initiation and being proactive towards that. So hopefully as we move forward, and yes, it's not perfect in the world that we live in today, but again, as I stated last week, it's often helpful to see and visualize and actually learn about the possibilities and how we could support our kids for their future. I'd like to recap on the law and research that governs what we do as educators in our school settings. So we have now learned about the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, otherwise known as the WIOA. It's a key piece of legislation aimed at enhancing the U.S. workforce system, helping job seekers access employment and training, and matching employers with skilled workers. This was signed into law on July 22nd, 2014, and it aims to strengthen and improve the public workforce system in the United States. Its primary goals include helping job seekers, supporting employers. WIOA consolidates various workforce development programs and emphasizes the need for states to align their workforce development strategies. It also can be seen as a one-stop delivery system. It establishes a comprehensive one-stop delivery system that provides job seekers with access to a full range of employment-related services, including job search assistance, career counseling, and training programs. There's also a facet of performance accountability through performance goals that are publicly available, and ensuring transparency in how workforce programs operate and their effectiveness in meeting employment needs. The Act also encourages regional collaboration among local workforce areas to develop strategies that address the specific needs of local economies and industries. We can see this as the first major reform of public workforce systems since the Workforce Investment Act, the WIA, of 1998. That was passed with bipartisan support and reflects a commitment to improving workforce development in response to changing economic conditions and labor market demands. So again, we can think about this as moving one step forward in enhancing the U.S. workforce system, focusing on both job seekers and employers for those with disabilities. It provides funding as well as mandates for VR agency involvement in several areas of pre-ETS related. So again, it's bringing us back to that competitive integrative employment for youth with disabilities. Also, the law and research that we have underscored throughout this course is that IDEA focuses on improving the academic and functional achievement of a child with a disability, and we are here to facilitate the child's movement from school to post-school. We carefully assess a child's needs and taking into account the child's strengths, preferences, and interests. And it includes instruction, related services, community experiences, etc. This is just a summary of what we have explored over the past few weeks. So transitioning into our activity and our assignment for tonight, you are to prepare a community resource as though you were making it for a parent of a child with a disability. You are going to research community resources that would be valuable for use by a parent of a student with a disability. Students will then you will compile a community resource guide focused on post-school resources. The asynchronous work that you completed last week comes to mind as perhaps helpful tools to navigate through. You can complete this as a pamphlet, a Google slide presentation, or in Canva. Each of the areas of transition planning must be addressed. So to the right of your screen, this is what you are including. Topics around post-secondary education, career employment education, community living participation, and of course, be cognizant of the mechanics, your spelling and grammar. I look forward to what you're designing. And we will have some time when we meet online to share out what you created. So as our optimistic closure and as we come to an end, I'd like us to think about the student's perspective. Earlier, we were able to listen to an enthusiastic student at Arcadia University and another student who transitioned into a college setting with supports.
A lot of high school teachers tell a lot of students with disabilities that they can't go to college because they have one, which is not true because we're people too.
I've always wanted to go to college ever since I was in high school. And after we had the interview, I was accepted. That changed my whole life forever.
So I found out teachers and the students, they've been really amazing here.
Personalize and design classes to fit the students' needs.
The students persevere through challenges. We're really challenging them academically. For a lot of them, much more than they ever have been before.
I feel really independent because I have the responsibilities of living on my own.
It's feeling good to get away from my parents.
Students are living and hanging out amongst their peers. We have students in everything from Greek life to doing club sports. That's exactly what inclusion is about.
I was more worried about me, being at home by myself. They have the support system if I needed it.
College is a good thing to do, to make friends, to be independent. My whole family went to college and they want me to go to college.
But we have several students doing an internship or job placement, so not just a grocery store.
My goal for Casey is for her to live independently and have a job that she loves.
My dream is to work at Google.
I want to go into healthcare.
Be a teacher and be my own kids.
There isn't a roadblock that I see out there for a student who truly wants to go to college.
Don't be afraid.
And work hard. Work really hard.
Oh yeah.
So thank you for tuning in. Your asynchronous work, you will be continuing to complete a few assignments, but mainly this last week, you're making your final touches to your transition plan. Next week, when we meet online synchronously, we will share our community resources with our fellow colleagues, and we will share our transition plans that you've worked hard on. So I'd like to share about what's ahead for you. So thank you again, and I hope you had a wonderful week, and I will see you last Thursday, which will be our last class of the summer. All right, looking forward to seeing you, and have a wonderful weekend.